morning.
All right, Todd, what is going on in the market?
It's not big. No, here we go. All right, everybody, thanks for joining us today. Excuse me. Today we're going over the Greater Phoenix Metro market statistics for the week ending April 7th. Let's see what we got. 76 days closed on market this past week, a 3.79 month supply. Absorption rate was at 26.39, and average list price this past week, $779,753. Average sale price, $630,954, and a list price to sale price retention of 97.58. Looking at active inventory, up again, 26,306 available properties. Pending is at 4,701, and closed units, which we should have our month-end market stats out today. 6,942 kind of looks like where we're going to be, but we'll have to take a look later. 16.6% increase in new listing activity, up to 2,600. So 25 was our number. 2,659 days on market for active inventory at 100.2, and for closed at 75.6. Looking at the price ranges, you'll see there's a little bit of drops, but mostly in the upper end market. So the $0 to $600,000 market is really still strong. 65.45% is what that represents of the entire MLS inventory. 600 to $1 million is representative of 20.56, and there's 13.98% of the properties are over $1 million. So looking at our spreadsheet, we can take a look at the very, very top where we see new listings, where over on the left-hand side, 2,400 is a rule of thumb. If we have 2,400 listings, 5,500 people in escrow, and a 2.5 to 3 month supply, we're in a smoking market. Well, guess what? All these numbers are starting to line up, as I've been saying for a long, long time. But 2,659, that's good. That's up from 22.8 or 2,281. And looking at last year, 2,139 properties this past week, and 1,690 the week before, year before that. This is setting itself up for being a really incredible year. Active inventory at 26,306. Again, last year we were at 17,867 and only 14,000. I think I said it last week, almost twice the inventory we had in 2023. So of the 26,306, 786 of those are in the coming soon category. 19,931 single family detached, 3,127 new builds. Non-distressed inventory at 26,045. And when we do our month-end stats today, we'll talk a little bit about, that short sale market. It is, it's 3-4 times more than it was a year ago. But again, it's still representing about 1% of the entire MLS. Looking at pending, sitting at 4,701. That's actually a pretty strong number, up from 4,611. Again, what's this mean? Well, when looking at it and comparing last year at 43.97 and the year before at 43.71, we have approximately 300 more people in the buying in escrow right now than we did at any one time last year or 2 years ago. So you could extrapolate from that there's approximately 300 additional buyers in the marketplace right now than there were. And again, these are samples, and when you look at them year over year, or examples, when you look at them year over year, it gives you an idea that just to say there's more buyers in the marketplace right now than there were a year ago. And that's really what's important. It isn't about how many more. We just need to know there's more. That's good. That's what helps the inventory turn. Looking at closed inventory, we're not sure. Like I said, we'll see what the month-end numbers look at a little later today, but it looks like we're going to come out about 6,942. That's up 3% over last year. So again, slide your eyes way to the right and just kind of get a little precursor for what's happening. January, we finished at 6.3% above last year. February, a little tighter, 0.7, pretty close though. But here's the good news, 0.3, we weren't still declining. So if we are at 3%, then there's some good numbers there. Month supply is at 3.79, continuing to reduce itself a little bit, and that's what we want. A little slower than last year or the year before at 3.13. But again, we're seeing that in the marketplace. It's just now starting. Our summer months are really heating up right now. Average list price this past week, $780. Again, about 60,000 less than it was last year on average. So same time reporting period. Median is at 459, and that's again flows. Again, remember these numbers are what's taken place in the last week. So again, we will see later today what the entire MLS inventory did when we report the month-end numbers. So again, 76 days on market is what we're looking at for sold. Again, that's pretty consistent with what we've been. We're not seeing much change there over year. But one of the things that it's this past week anyway, sellers had to give up a little more money than they had to the week before. And so, might be less than 1%, but it means that the seller is still trying to negotiate themselves to get as much as they can, but yet to make their property go versus the other almost twice as much inventory as we had 2 years ago properties, they got to be a little more creative, and that's what we're seeing in the market. I am going to give us a first quarter look, year-over-year comparison for the market stats this afternoon when we do the monthly. So please stay tuned for that. We'll post it on the dashboard in your closed Facebook groups. So that's the numbers, Mike.
All right, appreciate it, Todd. All right.